Okay, we will start now. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Let's go. So we have done 46 out of 94 exercises so far. I'll put this here and I'll make this like this big. Okay, 46 exercises, and let's see which sections we have covered. So we have covered variables, functions, if statements, primitive types, vectors, move semantics, structs, enums, strings, modules, hash maps, and we were on to quiz 2. Okay. And we finished quiz 2, and now let's move on to the next one. So next one is options 1. Options 1. No, we don't want the timer to start again. How do I close? Yeah. Options 1. Let's pick a different color for today. Yeah. All right. Let's see if there's anyone on the YouTube. Give me a second. Where is my live stream chat? Could start later. If someone goes to my channel and they do see me live streaming, right? And I should be okay. I do not see anything. This is a test. This is yeah, test works. Okay. All right. Back to streaming. Okay. So options 1. So options 1. Options is a type where it gives you either the value exists, some value, or it does not exist, which is none. Complete the function. No, not this one. Options 1. This function returns how much ice cream there is left in the fridge. If it's before 22, then 5 scoops are left. At 22, someone eats it all, so no ice cream is left. Return none if R of day is higher than 23. Okay. Maybe ice cream. So we can do this with a match hour of day, and if R of day is if it's before 22. H if H is less than 22. H if H is less than 22, then I can do then some 5 scoops are left at 22. No scoops are left. Sum 0, um, and if it is anything other than 23, so anything other than this, none. Oh, I had an extra this here. Ice cream. Expected option found integer. Fix this test. How do you get the value contained in the option? Uh, how do we get the value contained in the option? Maybe ice cream. How do you do this? I think you can do it with unwrap. Mm, 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 mm. One of my tests are failing. Test at 37. At 23, it should be 0. After 23, it should be none. Okay, okay. So I should do h if h is less than equals to 23. I think this should pass it. Yeah, and everything else can be none. One second. Hey, Commander Thrashing, give me 1 second. I'll be back. Hey, hey, hey. You unwrap will panic if something goes wrong. Yeah, yeah, it will panic. If it will panic if, but in my use case, it works, right? In my use case, I don't need to write further tests. For example, where is it? Here. Unwrap is fine for in this case because I want it to fail if it is if it is not 5. If it is a none, then this should actually fail, right? This assert statement should break, should panic. It should panic. Uh, hey, depends. What are you talking about? Uh, what was that depends for? Are you there? Also, did you try streaming after that? You meant that. Unwrap will panic if something goes wrong, or you can manage. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In cases where I want that there should be a fail-safe method, that that something else should happen. Exactly. It depends on what you're trying to unwrap. Yes. Usually matching is better. Yeah. Yeah, I think in this exercise they just wanted us to learn about unwrap. Yeah. They just wanted to learn about unwrap. Is easier, but how do you do it safely so that it doesn't panic later in your face? I think this is what you're talking about. This is what you're talking about, right? So I think I think a better way would be uh, don't change this line, they said. I think they were asking me to add unwrap here. Yeah, but you're telling me I can do something like match and okay, and then n um no, it should be some, and in case of none, you want me to handle it by giving it a 0. Is this a fail-safe way of handling it? Match. What happened? Okay, match should go here. Okay. Well, well. Yep, this passes the test. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Options 2. Options 2. To make this a if-let statement whose value is sum. If-let statement. Lost if-let. Match option sum 7. If-let is clean, or if-let sum. How does if-let constructs read? If-let destructs number into some line. Let's block. How does this work? How does this work? If let if let Mm, I need help with this. How does uh, how does this syntax work? This one. Uh, if let sum, this being here, this being here. um, Optional target. If it is some word, then word. Why is it failing? Failing on line number 32. Okay. Uh, this is basically a shortcut. Yeah, yeah. You tell it's a shortcut of this thing, right? It checks the condition and creates a binding at the same time. Yeah. And but is that binding actually helpful? Because I think it is only limited to this scope, right? It is where did it go? It is only limited inside this scope. This word is only limited inside this scope. Am I correct? Like a short match form. Yeah. Now let's fix the other error too. To make this a while let statement, remember that vecpop adds another layer of option. You can do nested pattern matching in if let and while let. This while let I've never used before. Rust. while let some optional I if I this reads while unless until I gets exhausted, uh, uh, it will keep on running, I think, unless optional gets exhausted. And this is where he's updating it. Oh, I see what is going on. You know what? I should pop um, pop up the chat like a short match. Yeah, it checks the condition. It's like a short match, right? Yeah. Uh, I should try pop out chat. This minimize. mm, This. I can put the chat here, and I can put my terminal here. Make the font smaller. Okay. I have no clue what this thing is. Okay, violet. Let's try violet. Some some integer optional integers dot pop. Assert integer equal to cursor. Cursor is range. Again, all the let something condition are just about checking equality and matching. Violet. Cursor. Cursor. I need to make an unwrap here again. Method calls are not allowed inside patterns. Then I can do unwrap here. My tests are failing because I did an unwrap on none. How about I do an unwrap here? Yeah, this passes. So this unwrap will stop the while statement when it matches when it reaches none because of this sum. Because at that time this while condition will fail. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Okay. Let's move on to options 3. Fix the compiler error by adding something to the statement. It's literally just loop as long as the thing is, yeah, as long as the thing is sum. Exactly. Options 2. As long as we are able to, as long as the pop is able to give me a valid integer, as long as it is able to pop basically until it gets exhausted. Option 3. Fix the compiler by adding something to this match. By adding something to this match. Uh, while integers.pop.isSum, you could manually do that by while isSum. Oh, isSum is a function? Uh, Ru- Rust docs vector isSum isSum. Okay, and there is something also as isSum and. Returns true if the option is a sum and the value inside of it matches a predicate. Oh, this is even better. I can also have conditional inside it. Mhm. Yes. Um, all right. So they want what is the error statement here? Value partially moved here and value borrowed for printing. Okay. Value got moved here and then they're trying to print the value. P inside of it they're trying to print. Can I make it option reference? Yeah, this worked. Let's look at the hint. The compiler says partial move happen in the match statement. How can you this be avoided? Compiler shows the correction needed. After making the correction as suggested by the compiler, read the docs. They were actually suggesting us something else. They were suggesting us to use ref. This error originates in the macro, which comes from expansion of println. Borrow this binding in the pattern to avoid value. Ref. You know what? Let's try this. Reference. I think is this same as does this work as well? This does not. Is this same as correct me if I'm wrong. Is this statement what you see here right now same as doing this? Let's read the docs. This is literally just about the types that you want. Ref annotates pattern binding to make them borrow rather than move. It is not part of the pattern as far as the matching is concerned. It does not affect whether a value is matched, only how it is matched. How many layers of references, so on. Not obvious to me from what I see. Alright. By default, match statement consumes all they can, which can sometimes be a problem. Okay, got it. Now we are on to errors. Error 1. Error. How many errors? Oh, there are 6 of them. Okay, this function refuses to generate text to be printed. Can I make it smaller? Yeah. This function refuses to generate text to be printed on a name tag if you pass it an empty string. It'd be nicer if it explained what problem was instead of returning none. Thankfully, Rust has a similar constructor option. Yeah. This is basically um, where in option we had some and none. Here we will have a value and an error. Uh, Option that can be change the function signature and the body to return result string instead of option string. Yeah. And now we can do, instead of if name is empty, we can do a match here, I think. Match name is empty, true, then panic, name is empty, false name. And let's search out. Uh, no. I think this needs to be or this needs to be inside. Okay. Hmm. My name is Beyonce. Left. My test is failing. Just 31. Generate name tag. Okay, if the name exists, then it should be hi, my name is Beyonce, or hi, my name is format. My name. Name is empty. No trust. Error 16. What's the error here? Test has failed. Thread. Uh, what's the test? Explain why generating name tag fails. I think this needs to be format, or this needs to be this. This just needs to be string, right? String from. Okay. Mm, Huh. Let's look at the test. Explain why generating name tag fails. Empty names are okay. This needs to be this thing. So this is how you a result is returned. If it's an error, you return it inside an error. Could I have not panicked it? Will panic not work? Format argument must be a string literal. I think it needs to be an error. Right. We will move on to errors too. Hey, Commander, by the way, how's your day going? Did you do you plan on streaming tonight? You there? Do you plan on streaming? Errors 2. Let's do errors 2. So we are rewriting a game where you can buy items with tokens. All items cost 5 tokens. Cost 5 tokens. And wherever you purchase items, there is a processing fee of 1. Cost 5 fee 1. A player of the game will type in how many times they want to buy and the total cost function will calculate the total cost of the items. Since the player typed in the quantity, we get it as a string. They might have typed anything. That's not just numbers. Right now, the function isn't handling error case at all. We want to do is if we call the total cost function on a string that is not a number, and that function will return a percent error. In that case, we want to immediately return that error from our function and not try to multiply and add. There are at least 2 ways to implement this. There's a both correct, both, but one is shorter. Huh. Hmm. I think this is there needs to be a result if let quantity. I need to do a match here. Match, and if it is okay, well, then return value or e return like failing test 26. Do they not expect us to panic? Oh, I think they want me to panic this way. How do they want me to handle this? I think shorter way would be to just unwrap it here itself. Unwrap on an error, unwrap, or there should be unwrap on a, or um, oh, there is a method called unwrap or er, if I remember correctly. Um, Rust, Rust docs unwrap or er. The panic methods expect to require E to be implemented. Expect returns the content OK value consuming self because this function may panic. It is generally discouraged. Instead, prefer matching or expect. Unwrap or unwrap returns the contained error value consuming the self. Panics if it is okay. Uh, if it is some value, if it is done, then or One second, I'll get my tea. Hmm. वो पेपर निकाल के डालना. Panicked. Invalid. Let's look. I'm getting stuck in this one. So basically, they just wanted us to return the error if we got one. I think this was specified here. Immediately return that error. So this one is done as well. We keep making progress. Okay. Now on to the next one, which is errors 3. Today, at least, I want to finish all the errors. This is a problem that is trying to use a completed version of the total cost function from previous exercise. It is not working, so why not? What should we do to fix it? First of all, let's read the error messages. Cannot use in a function that returns. Uh-huh. Line number 18. First of all, don't change this line. Okay. Okay. Fix the compiler error by changing the signature and body of the main. Basically, they want something to here. Result. And the result should be cost. If it's taken a string. Should there be any result here, by the way? Is they want us to change the signature, and only thing I can think of is there anything like like this, like I don't care what the result is, I just IO error, I just care about the error. Does this work? Expects return time. Expect because of percent error. I think it needs to be percent error. Yeah. Do you drink tea, by the way? Let's look at the error messages. Mismatch types. If other function can return a result, why shouldn't main? It is fairly common convention to return something like result. Okay. Instead of this, I can have this. No return unless it's pass. Error. Uh-huh. Expected found unit depth. The unit type is there because nothing is really needed in terms of a positive result. So at the end, I could do something like, okay, this should fix it. Yeah. I think I would want to take a look at how other people have solved this, which is error 3. Let's take a look, and error 2 as well. Error 2, obvious. Right. Pretty hot. On to the next one, which is errors 4. This function shouldn't always return an okay. Positive non-zero integer new. If value is greater than equals to 1, else creation error. Hmm. Maybe I should do something as something like a match value um, v if v is greater than equals to 1, then but 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 oh, v if v is equals to 0, then I don't need this. I can just do this here. I can just do this, and I can do error creation error 0, and for everything else we can do d. We can do negative. Yeah, this passes the test. Awesome. By the way, I'm drinking chamomile green tea. On to the next one, errors 5. Errors 5. This is an altered version of the errors 4 exercise. It uses some concept that we won't get to until later in the course, like box and the from trade. It's not important to understand them in detail right now, but you can read ahead if you like. So we will do some reading about box and from trait. For now, think of boxed in type as I want anything that does. Okay, anything that does. Box in. Okay. In short, this particular use case for boxes is for when you want to own a value and you care only if it is a type which implements a particular trait. To do so, the box is declared as type of boxed-in trait, where trait is the trait the compiler looks for on any value used in that context. That context is potential errors which can be returned in a result. I think they're talking about these creation errors. This is required so that creation error can implement error. All right. Add the correct result into the result boxed in. What can we use to describe both errors? Is there a trait which both errors implement? Is there a trait which both errors implement? Positive non-zero struct. So there, here I need to add a result. It's either this or box in which reads, I think it is IO standard IO error. What about this? Standard error. Error. They both implement error, which is this one. On to the sixth. Using catch-all error types like boxed-in error isn't recommended for library code where callers might want to make decisions based on the error's content instead of printing it out or propagating it further. Here, we define a custom error type to make it possible for callers to decide what to do next when a function returns an error. Okay, so creation error, parse into creation error, parse, pose non-zero error, a custom error type that we will be using in positive non-zero integer parse. Okay. Creation, parsing, add the error convention here from parse int 3 tests failed. Wow. There's more to do in that. You can optionally experiment here. Parse. To change this to return an appropriate error instead of panicking. When parse returns an error. Okay, map error. Change this to return appropriate error. This is not from creation, but from creation, from parsant. I don't get expected creation error, but found parse error. But why did it expect creation error? Spin parse. Okay, I see what's going on here. I need to just do a proper mapping here. Yeah. To return appropriate error instead of panicking. When parse returns an error. Ah, so instead of unwrap, uh, I need a mapper here that talks about this, And then here parse and I need to unwrap. Mhm, mhm. Okay, I just had to unwrap it. Let's look at the hints now. This exercise uses a complete version of positive non-zero from below line 2 to ask you to change this an example using for transform. Read more about map or okay. Read about map or hey dot rom and commander, welcome to the stream. Hi. We just finished the module on errors in Rust. We do some reading on map error. So how are you guys? How are you doing? And I'm having my tea. I think I think I need to do maps a result DE to a result DF by applying a function to a contained error value, leaving OK value untouched. This function can be used to pass through a successful result while handling. Mm. String 5. Okay. Okay, so we can pass a function string that runs on a result, and if it's an error, then we can process that error and it leaves the value untouched. Okay, nice. Now let's look at where we are. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll do generics and traits tomorrow and then quiz 3. Close problem. So, how are you guys doing? Are you also a Rust user? Hey, dot rom commander. I know commander knows a lot about Rust, but what about you, dot rom? Do you use Rust? Mm, Done with here, and tomorrow we can start learning about generics. Mm. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I think I'll, should I restart the stream? Hmm. Maybe I'll restart the stream. Maybe I just close it for the day. Is anyone, can anyone hear me? Are you out there? Can anybody hear me? Or am I talking to myself? I'm a bad singer. Anyways, I'll stop the stream for today. We will pick up next time. We will do generics, and I also read a little bit about generics and traits in Rust before I do that. Some interesting topics ahead of us. Generics. All right. Thank you for joining the stream, and I hope to see you the next time. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.